So the first part of the setup, and something that I see probably overlooked by amateurs more than any other part of your setup, is actually the alignment. Making sure that you're standing, aiming and pointing at the desired target. Now, more often than not in golf, that desired target is going to be the flag, but on occasions you'll just be aiming for a particular part of the green or even a particular part of the fairway. And quite often amateurs will maybe change their alignment or alter their alignment, either because they have a bad shot in their game that they're actually compensating for, or actually their alignment will cause that bad shot. For example, I see an awful lot of people aiming to the right hand side of the target. That then promotes a swing path or plane that's slightly sort of compensating for that alignment fault. Other people have a fault in their game. They might slice the golf ball, they then set it way down this side, which actually encourages them to increase that fault. They're allowing for that fault, so that fault gets worse over time. So one of the things that I'd like you to really have a good close look at is where you're aiming. And don't think this doesn't apply to yourself and think, well, I point in the right direction because my ball sometimes lands on the green. Like I say, your bad alignment could be compensated for by a bad golf swing, and occasionally in golf we do know that two wrongs can sometimes make a right. But if we're looking at the fundamentals, we're looking at addressing this golf ball correctly, one of the key areas is your alignment. So placing a golf ball down on the ground and picking a target out in front of you. For yourself, I'm just going to play down this par 3 here. One of the things you could do is just address yourself, try and get yourself in a good comfortable position, and then lay the golf club down on the ground this way, right across the front of your toes, and stand back and have a good look. And let's make sure it's pointing in the right direction towards the flag. Now, if you're not quite sure where that should be, we're looking for it to be actually positioned, if we're being really picky about this, just 2 feet, what we would call parallel left. So the right-handed golfer is actually aiming 2 feet to the left of the target. Now that might not seem overly relevant when we're talking about a long distance shot, but if I was aiming, let's say, just for something on the ground here and I was taking a putt, you could see how I wouldn't actually be aiming directly at the same target. I would be aiming parallel left, almost like 2 train lines running off into the distance. So one train line would be my ball to target line, and one train line would be my feet alignment. My knees, my hips and my shoulders should all be parallel to that golf club on the ground, pointing 2 feet left of target. So go ahead and put a couple of clubs on the ground, one down here for your feet alignment, maybe even one down here for your ball to target alignment, and let's make sure that when we're setting up to the golf ball, we're standing on those train lines.